What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are looking at Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. If you remember my video from yesterday, I was saying that we would probably give this whole move back, and it won't happen in a day, it won't happen in 2 days, it'll probably take a few days, if not even over a week to do this. The last time we had a big kind of green engulfing candle like this over here, we took 9 days before actually getting below it. So do I think we'll go below this? Yes. Do I think we'll go below this low here? I would say so. I think so, yes. Could we not? Could we go higher? Could we just form a double bottom, a higher low, something like that? It's possible. Let's see. We'll go into the finer details of the chart. But I do at the moment want to just make it clear. I do think we're going lower than this low here. I do have a pretty solid buy order at $145. That is my heaviest order in crypto right now is for Bitcoin Cash at $145. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just, what I'm doing. And I like to make requests or do videos on requests. And, I know a lot of the people that watch this channel definitely like Bitcoin Cash, so we talk about this one pretty often. Anyways, without any further ado, let's just get into it. Let's look at it. So on the daily here, we can see our RSI is very strong. Nice. You got into the bullish area of control. That's when you break above the 60. There's different levels, right? This dotted line up here before you get into the black like you did here, this is the overbought zone. This is the oversold zone. The 50 is obviously the median line. Anything above that is considered good. Anything below that's not considered good. It can be a significant level, but for Bitcoin Cash on the daily at least, I don't find it to be so significant. The more significant level is up here at about 54, 55, which we're kind of at that right now. But the 60 area is technically classified as the bullish area of control. We got into it for 1 day and just came right out of it. That's never a good sign. That's actually never a good sign. So what you want to do to make it a good sign or like prevent it from being a bad thing is you would want to continue to build these higher lows. That's something that you'd want to do. And do we do that? I don't know. I'm not completely convinced that we do that. I do think that all in all, this is a higher high here than this high or than this high, however you want to take it. It's a higher high. And we have a lower high in price, as you can see here, which is hidden bearish divergence. That is a bad thing. You generally see that in downtrends, which we are in a downtrend. When you see this in a downtrend, that implies continuation. And what does continuation mean? Well, that just means we have a lower high. We're going to continue the downtrend, which means we have lower lows, and we're going to form another lower low. So I very much do at the moment expect the most likely thing that we're going to do is work our way down below this low here. How low can we go? Well, if we take this from a bottom to a top perspective, we actually have a very nice fib. Definitely the biggest fib range out of this whole range. So this is kind of nice to see. The 1272 is right there at 151.5. The 1618 is right at 135, which is beautiful to see, because if we take this here, this low to this high, the 0.69 is right there where the 1618 is. It's right there. And we have seen on Bitcoin Cash, I've showed it a few times on charts. I'm not going to do it on this one here, but or a few times on my videos, that Bitcoin Cash loves this 618 to 69 area, and it's the sweet spot for a lot of charts, not just cryptos, not just stocks, but a lot of charts all over the place. But Bitcoin Cash specifically does like this zone. It could turn around here. It does like around this 0.5 area as well. So this could be a bottoming area. I'm going to delete this so you can see. It does like this as a bottoming area too, but I'm not so convinced. I'm definitely not convinced at the moment. It is nice to see that we broke above the 382, but we couldn't even get to the 236. I would think, that we're just going to march our way down lower. Looking at this on a daily, we do have hidden bearish divergence. I'm going to go into the 4-hour now. We did get pretty overbought. We didn't quite, we didn't get to 90, but we got pretty overbought. The last time we were this high in the RSI was over here, and what were we doing? We were at our top. That was the last time that we were at this RSI. Now, to be fair, before that, when we were this high, we were over here, and we did move sideways for a little bit, and then we went up. And then we were here again in the RSI, and then we moved sideways a little bit, and then we went up. So if we see stuff like this, which to me, you can see it, right? It doesn't really look like that, does it? I'm going to get rid of the fib now. You can see this. It's got a more bullish look to it. And to be fair, consolidation can be to the downside. That's kind of normal even, to be fair. But you didn't really, this whole time in your RSI, you didn't really go lower than your 60 level, your bullish area of control. You dipped a little bit here, but as soon as you dipped out of it, you got back into it, So you stayed in this area for a while. Where here on the 4-hour, we are getting to this area right now. If we get below this, that will be, I think, further indications that we are going to go lower. I actually kind of expected that we were below this line already, but we're not. But we could be finding a bounce here. I don't think so. I really don't think so. If we look at this right now on the price, we've got a bearish engulfing candle to mark off the last 4 hour. It's technically not a bearish engulfing candle, but that was the day's close. That was a pretty big candle on the day. So after following up all this downside, we are opening this candle right now to the green side, 0.33% to the green side, and we are it's only like 20 minutes into this candle. So I think that that's more than likely to go down reverse, and we're probably going to go lower than this low, maybe even on this candle or the following candle. And that would take us below this white line here, which again, the last time that we were in these kind of high areas, I know that we were in the overbought zone here, but we weren't as high as we are now until here. Whenever we got below this white line convincingly and actually found this area as resistance instead of support, like this here, that was our actual top. So I would definitely compare it more to this area than I would to these other previous areas where we are above it. In the price action itself, you're getting higher lows, higher highs, and you're moving up higher lows, higher highs. Very resilient price action, and it just kept going higher. Here, it is not so resilient, is it? It's kind of more methodical to the downside. It doesn't look like there's really any spark of life. Any spark of life that we have gotten just produced another lower high. So it is possible that it could go higher from here, but you would need to do something today. You would need to do something today. If today closes red, about like just as red as yesterday or more red, then I would say that this is just further implying that we are going to do exactly what I said yesterday, which is give back this whole candle and likely move to new lows. I made another video the other day talking about this long-term RSI here. This one, the short-term RSI I have, I call it, it's a lot of people just use short-term RSIs. I don't see too many people that use long-term RSIs, but I've used it because I do find it to be useful at certain points, especially over like longer periods of price action. And right now we are I think getting toward the end of this downside. I do think we go lower than this, but we've been in it for a long time. I think we're over halfway. I think we are getting to the point where we're getting ready to stop going down and resume this uptrend that we're in. And yes, we are in an uptrend. If we take it on the weekly, I think we accumulated here. We are having our first impulse out. This is just a consolidation phase before we make our next leg up. But on the daily here, on the long term, I made a video talking about how I think this 50 area is going to be a very key place to watch. We might come near this area and then bounce off like that. I genuinely would expect an exact bounce off of this. So much so that I would say on the day of this, whenever this happens, whenever we bottom down here somewhere in this area, we probably even see the RSI get below this white line, but it won't close there. So by the end, so basically what I'm saying is if you put the 123 RSI on yours, and if you want to do that, you can go to indicators, you go to technicals, you go to R, and you type in, it's on relative strength index, and then from there you could just double click this your line. Nope, that's or you could do this. You could click this arrow over here, go to settings. Sorry, I'm making cinnamon rolls. Go to inputs and type in 123, and then click OK. That puts it at that. It'll probably look a little different. TradingView has a different default setting than I do, but the main point is that you get this 123 line, and if you want to watch it for yourself, you could see if we bounce off of the 50, because when and if we get below this 50, I think that would be a prime buying opportunity, because again, I think what would happen from there is that we would go down temporarily during that day. The price would go down, we'd come back up, have a wick in the price, and actually close higher, which would allow this thing to actually literally tip the 50, if not a little bit above it. I don't expect that we go below it. If we do, not by much. I'll be wrong and I'll miss the exact bottom to buy, but we'll be near it enough. So I really do. I'm focusing on this right now because I think that it is something to pay attention to. This 50 area will likely be hand in hand with coinciding with the bottom of where this price action takes us. And maybe it's here. Maybe it's lower. I don't know. I personally would think that it's going to be lower than this low, being that we are at a 53 read. I know it's 53 to 50 on the short-term RSI. That's nothing. But on the long-term RSI, that's a bit more dramatic. It does take a little bit more. You can see here on this 18% day, we had a move that took us from 51 all the way up to 54. That was three points in this RSI reading, and we had the biggest move that we've had this whole thing. So it does take a lot to move 3 points. I just want to make that clear, but I don't want to get too lost in this. I made a whole video on it the other day, and I want to keep that in reference. We're going to monitor that basically all the time now, in coinciding with potentially finding the low here. Where do I think the low is going to go? Well, again, I really do like this fib range a lot. I think that we will see 135, if not to like 150, somewhere in that area. That's kind of my expectation. It's nice to see this line up with the overall, this big move here, the 618 to the 0.69. It's literally like right in there. That's the sweet spot. I really do think we go below 150. Likely we won't go below 135, but there is a chance that we do. There is a chance that we do. We could go, even though this area here doesn't have any lines from this fib, and I'm going to delete it so it's less confusing. I think this 786 could be an area that we see support as well. And this might be where we wick to. Maybe, just like on this day here, I'm going to get rid of it real quick. You can see that we had a very big wick to the downside and then came up and closed. Just like that kind of idea. Maybe we close somewhere in this range, but we wick down to the 786 and come back up. Maybe we even close just below it or something like that, whatever. But I think in that day we will have a more dramatic move down, kind of like this day even, right? But come back up and close with the wick to the upside. So I think if you really want to like catch the bottom on this, look for a day like that. Really look for a day like that. And it doesn't have to look like that. We've seen bottoms like this where the body is bigger than the wick. I guess here, this was actually technically the bottom where the wick was bigger than the body. But back here, you just had a straight like wig-wag reversal candle right here. You closed very low, very solid body, and you still gave it back. That was your bottom. So something like that could happen too. Bitcoin Cash and cryptocurrencies are anything but predictable. Bitcoin Cash, the one thing that I can predict with it, I think every time, is that it is a very volatile asset. It does not move in straight lines. If we look at this thing on the monthly, I'm on Binance. Let's go to Coinbase because it has more historical data. But even on a monthly basis, when it's moving down, you have these bouts where you go from a low to a high. That's a 61% range. Like this looks like a small month, but you had a 61% range. It's anything but a straight line, man. It really is volatile. Here, looks like you're moving in a straight line up, but really you went from top to the low here. You dropped 38% along with like going up a total of like probably 50-60%, something like that in that month. So volatility is the name of the game with this thing. And it's no surprise now that we are currently seeing some. And this isn't even that big of a deal, But I think I'm going to end it there. I think that's really all I have to say. We can look at the 1 hour real quick for those of you who are still here. Yeah, the 1 hour RSI gives me faith that we are going lower. Does look weak, kind of neutral, but it looks weak. If we wanted to bounce, I think we would have done that already. I don't think we would have gotten this little limp ass move here. I don't think that we're gonna go up from here. This was a move down. We're taking a breather, then we're gonna move down lower, probably. Again, I would think, kind of tying back into what I was saying earlier, I think that a day closing like this day over here would be very significant in suggesting that we are going to go lower than this low here, that this move is done going higher. I would say there is still the possibility that we could go higher than this high. We could go back up to this high, form some kind of a double top, but I do think that we've already had that. If we go to the 1 hour, you can see it's got like a very, very official looking, come on now, just imagine that white line's not there. Oops, I need to go back. There we go. Double top right there, very official looking double top. So again, the reason why I'm looking for a day to close like yesterday is because I want to see this 4 hour. I want to see us close below the 60, and we can go up from here on the 4 hour, but sometime today I would expect that we're going to have a move that takes us maybe closer to 200, even possibly below that. And with that, this move on the short-term RSI would start to look a lot more like the last time we were up here, where it didn't find support in this area that we're at now and continue to go higher. It actually broke through it, and that marked our actual top. So that's kind of what I'm comparing it to, is this zone here. And then we'll go from there, guys. We'll pay attention to it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we do have a higher low. Maybe this is the low. Maybe we come down and we have a double bottom. Maybe it's just a slightly lower low, whatever. But as things unfold, I'm willing to change my opinion, but nothing has given me reason to change my overall opinion. Nothing throughout this whole range has given me enough significance to really change my opinion that I think we are going to go to the 135 to 150 area. So that's all I got to say. If you guys like the video, leave a thumbs up. I appreciate all the likes. Subscribe to see more, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.